very warm welcome to the Arena Sports Show. My name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza. We're absolutely excited to have you alongside us. This is a show where passion meets perspective, but our favorite thing has to be the local stories that take center stage. Joining us today, we've got a young star, sub-500 champion who's blistering quick. If you watched our last episode, those guys talked about, of course, he is the guy to beat on track. Aura Perry joins us now, and of course, we'll then kick it over to football. We're joined by Raymond Seopa and, of course, Jerry Warie. And the interesting thing about these two gentlemen is the fact that my director was calling them BBT, born before technology, because try and get any information on them, and oh my goodness, you might be going down for a ride. And then my favorite influencer is always alongside me, Mahlatse Mphahlele. Influencer, I think you're also part of the BBT, but you just managed to transition.
No, I don't enter there with that. Very good. There's a lot of what you want.
Because of your transition, my good sir. That's where it is, eh?
It transitions very easily, so yeah.
You must move with the times, eh? But I mean, we're
I'm not like him.
Yeah, no. He's literally fully endorsed in technology, and everything that you want to get from Aura, you will definitely get that. How are you doing? Ambassador, you're in your school uniform.
Ambassador already?
Yeah, no, hey. And as a
quicker.
teenager, what were you doing as a teenager?
I don't know.
Not what. Thank you for joining us, Aura.
No problem. Good to have me. I mean, good to have you guys here as well.
No, fantastic. Talk to us about really schooling before we get into the motorbikes part of it, and really your role at school and how you balance everything.
Yo, guys, it's stressful doing bikes and hockey, and also because I play hockey for the school.
Yo.
I'm also an ambassador for the school, so then whenever I go out for racing and stuff, I'm representing them as well. So then you'll see maybe on Instagram, they'll post me a lot about my races. But grade 11 is not easy. Yeah, grade 11 is not easy. So, but trying to balance it, I guess I don't practice as much as I used to, because on long side it's harder because it's a lot more expensive as well. But I also get to, also because I have to do my homework, I have to study and stuff. Yeah. It's exams this term, I have exams in June, so yeah, it's going to be a stressful time coming, but yeah.
How's being a teenager in all of this? Because it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate.
Being a teenager, I don't know. It's my first time being here. I've never been this age before, so like, yeah. So
You just figure it out as you go.
yeah, I just figured I was like, cool. Yeah, as they say, I just started. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for you, the way you are so busy, we may have to give you 25 hours a day or something like that.
I need that extra hour.
That would be fantastic. But I mean, a lot is happening in the world of sports. So let's quickly find out what's in your top stories.
Former FIFA referee Victor Hlongwane has said Ashley Dupree's controversial 89th minute winner for Kaizer Chiefs in their 2-1 Nedbank Cup semi-final upset of Mamelodi Sundowns on Sunday was offside. Protea's women coach Mandla Mashimbi has named the squad for the upcoming ODI tri-series against Sri Lanka and India later in the month to be held in Colombo. DP World Lions and the Momentum Multiplier Titans were forced to share the CSA 4-day series after a gripping final where available time was lost over the first 2 days ultimately proved too much to overcome.
Well, trust Victor Hlongwane to say that. I think it would be nice to have him on the show. We've had him here before, Mahlatse, and I can hear him say it and try to... But on that note, I mean, let's find out, of course, our stars of the week. Mahlatse, who has impressed you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with golf. Rory McIlroy.
Okay.
I think he's the sixth person to win a golf Grand Slam. It's quite a massive feat, having won the Masters over the weekend.
Yeah.
I actually watched a bit of it. Very, very gripping stuff. I'm also, I love my golf, so yeah, it was very, very nice. Yeah, so my star of the week would be Rory McIlroy.
All right, cool. What about you, Aura?
My star of the week, probably Marc Marquez, because he won after he had contact in Qatar, turn 1 with his brother. So he went wide, and then Alex was trying to go inside, and then they hit each other. But I also want to just give credit to Maverick Vinales because this year KTM hasn't really been performing at their best. So for what he did pretty good for a KTM rider. And his first year on the KTM as well.
Indulge us a little bit. What, in your opinion, makes Mark special?
His talent, his motivation, his drive, everything about him. He's a good person. He's very charming and
Oh, is that where you get your charm from?
And by the way, he's my guy. Eh? That's the guy that
Mark.
yes.
That's your guy
Thank
too?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
You know.
I thought you'd go with Brad Binder, but that's fine. You
Yeah,
can
well,
take
Brad Binder's a homie, but Mark has. I think he has had quite a profound impact on the sport also. He's been the sort of the poster boy of the sport. But the young guys are coming through, but he's still there, he's pushing. So.
It definitely is great to see. And I mean, you've met Binder. Talk to us about, I mean, the interesting thing, influencer, about Aura is that his younger brother is also into bikes and is also racing. So how did you get into the sport? And then we can build up to you meeting Brad Binder and how that was.
So I got into the sports probably when I was 3, but then I got a bike when I got a pocket bike when I was 4. So then my dad used to have his own bike. So then he would used to go do track days at Kyalami.
Yeah.
And he would take me there with my little push bike. And I'd always try to go on track with them, but obviously that wouldn't happen. But yeah, ever since then I've always wanted to ride a bike. So then my dad got me a bike. We would ride around in our estate. After that he got me onto track. And yeah, now I'm here.
And the rest is history. Brad Binder, how was that encounter with him?
It was very inspiring. He's he's a very charming person as well. He's very good at what he does. He's very motivating as well. Yeah.
All right. The important thing is, I mean, influencer, you know this, in terms of the support around you and really when you talk about elevating your, whatever it is that you want to do in life, that you must have a good support system. And I think you've got that, Aura. Talk to us about, you know, the influence around you from Steve Odendaal, who, I mean, in terms of motorbikes, he's a legend, big part of your team. So talk to us about the people around you.
So yeah, Steven Odendaal has played a big part this year, especially. He's been training me for the 600s because now that's a big jump from the 400 to the 600. So then he's been helping me, he's been walking me through. I also have Steve Cannon and Trevor Crooks, who are both my mechanics. So then they've also been very helpful to get the bike to where it is, to make it such a good bike for me to ride.
So your sport can be dangerous at times. Isn't there fear maybe that always God forbid, but that something will go wrong at some stage?
Nope. I've broken my collarbone, the same collarbone twice.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I've broken the same collarbone twice. The first time I was on a pocket bike and I hit Mitch. You remember Mitch from Swartkops? Yeah. So I hit Mitch on the pocket bike and I landed on my shoulder.
Yo.
I was able to ride the bike back to pits because of adrenaline and stuff, but yeah. And then the second time was at Formula K. It was a very intense race at Formula K on the 150s, but I went wide and then I high-sided and I landed on my shoulder again. So then this time I had to go for surgery to get a metal plate because it was way off. You could see it like kind of sticking out, and every time I would move my shoulder I could feel it moving, so yeah. It was bad.
Already? I don't know what's going to be happening by the time you get to 25.
But I mean, you know, one thing that's always common on track is that a lot of the riders will feel that, I mean, to be able to do the sport, I don't think you should be normal. Do you share the same sentiments?
Yeah, I think there must be some level of madness.
Yeah, you have to be a little crazy, just a bit.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
Your ambitions, I mean, having met a Brad Binder who is in MotoGP currently, your future and where you see yourself in conversations with your dad and your team, share that with us.
So then my main goal is to make it, the end goal is to make it to MotoGP and hopefully become a champion. But one of my goals is also to win the championship here in SA, be one of the first black riders, or I think the first black rider to win the championship. And then this year I'm going to be going to Ripple Rookie Trials in October. again. This time, hopefully, I'll be able to make it through this time. But then to do that, I'll obviously need to go training overseas and racing overseas so that I can gain experience to what I'm going to be going up against.
I'm sure one of the things that you'll love to see, especially as you grow older, is that the sport becoming more accessible to younger black kids in the townships and that kind of stuff, because it is still, viewed as an elitist white sport.
Yeah, it is a very white sport. Actually, when I started out racing, I think I was one of the only black family. We were one of the only black families there. I think Thabang as well was there, but otherwise we were basically the only black ones. And then after that, because the short circuit, it's not as expensive as long circuit. It's actually kind of affordable. It's getting expensive, but it's affordable. So then there's a lot more black families now than there was in the beginning.
And we love to see that. I mean, you go to track now, influencer, and you see more people, and it's really a welcoming space. And I think you can also talk about that in terms of really you guys being united, because I see you and Troy all the time walking together. Troy was with us last week, so he was saying he's trying to beat Aura on track. But I mean, it's being friends on track, which is nice. Just when it's time to race. Friendship goes out the window.
Yeah, no. There's no friendships when it comes to racing. We're friends off the track, but when we're on track, I don't know him.
You don't know them?
I don't know them, yeah.
I like that. What has made you so fast? And I asked this because I was talking to Themba Mnguni, and he was saying that, the thing with Aura is that from a young age, he was always so quick. We had to try and teach him to just slow down a little bit.
I actually didn't know that they were trying to slow me down, honestly. I thought they would want me to go faster. Yeah. But they said I was always a bit of a risk taker and crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, man. That's what you need, right, influencer?
So how fast are you? How fast can you go?
So
what's the fastest speed you've clocked that you remember?
If I
that is
remember
legal.
correctly. So when you're in PE, I think the fastest I clocked was 242 kilometers. Yeah.
Okay.
He drives 80 on the road in a car. So that's why he's shocked.
No, don't believe it.
But before we wrap it up, Aura, talk to us the importance of your family and them supporting. I mean, you touched on them. I met your mom and your dad in PE, and they seem really, really proud. Do they add pressure? Let's pretend your dad is not here. Do they add a bit of pressure sometimes in the conversation to say, come on, Aura, you can do this?
Honestly, they try to keep the pressure off of me, but like sometimes they'll give me information. Sometimes I'll laugh at the information because to me it's like, okay, like what should I do with this? So yeah, last year I was battling with Tyler Richardson for the Sub 500 Championship. So then it was the week before Red Star, or maybe the same week, just earlier. So then Tyler Morgan and Tyler Richardson, they were both at the track, they were practicing, and they were talking about on Saturday, let's follow or let's get a tow from him. And then my dad told me this. Ask him, and I laughed.
Really?
I genuinely laughed. Because they were worried that like, what is Aura gonna do about it? So yeah, I'm like, okay. I go Saturday, I qualified first. I won the first race, and then the second race, Tyler beat me, but yeah. Anyways, I still won the championship, so yeah.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Well, I think for me now, is this not a question per se, but just a comment to say, I guess between now and in the next 15, 20 years, whatever, we'll be doing this. One of the things which you need to get master and get better at will be how you deal with media, because I can imagine you are going to be doing a lot of interviews, and the more comfortable you are with dealing with media will go a long way, because it's going to be an integral part of your journey. You're going to be doing this all the time, and if you can really get better at that with a bit of training and stuff, I think you'll be good. You'll be good.
I think you did good
Sometimes
today.
you need to play that game very well, because it can get very tricky sometimes. Yeah, but so far so good. I'm happy.
You did well today,
No,
right?
no, it's 10 out of 10.
I mean, he's a champion.
Yeah,
brother,
yeah.
So it only makes sense.
Yeah,
All right, before we let you go, the rest of 2025, how's it looking for you?
So I'm still going to be racing 600s for the rest of the year, but hopefully, obviously at the end of the year, I'm still going to be going for the Ripple Rookie Trials. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to maybe get a wild card race overseas, maybe some training overseas as well.
All right, so we'll keep our fingers
I
crossed.
think, Chloe, I'm just going to take my autograph today. So that when he's big, he start ignoring me. At least I have it.
I advise that strongly. On that note, let's then kick it over to football. Well, from everything motorsport to football, we're now joined by Raymond Seopa and Jerry Warie to, of course, discuss all things football. And one thing that's been certain is that we've been laughing so much because we're talking about the Times BBT that I mentioned earlier on, before technology. And that is, of course, maybe you can share a little bit about that. You were telling us, I mean, Jerry, about the newspapers as well. Newspapers, I think you were actually, Ray, telling us about it in terms of using it as analysis and instead of watching it like we do now. Technology has evolved.
Yeah, I mean, even Mahlatse will tell you that.
Thank you for including him. I've been saying he's part of this generation. He says no.
I mean, that's the time when he was a good
Hey, Brady, why you just keep on pals?
Yeah. And they were busy then because we relied on them for information. So every morning you had to have your Pretoria News, your Citizen, Sowetan. Every day you put them together in the office before training to get news stories, who's injured and all those kind of things. So we had a lot of collection of papers every morning.
Sure, that's crazy.
So it was a big load every day.
This time we don't even see much of newspapers.
So, Brother Jerry, one of my former editor, Lester Mills, may his soul rest in peace, he used to tell me there's no better feeling in the morning like the smell of a newspaper and coffee. Yeah. Yeah, that's before this social media stuff happened. You know, you wake up in the morning to go get a newspaper and you read the headlines with coffee. That was the best.
That's true, because personally I miss that, even now. I mean, a Sunday morning with the Sunday newspaper, you would sit there, get all the news. Now you have to get things on your phone, and you know, even at home when you are sitting with the family, they would tolerate a newspaper and coffee.
Yeah.
But now when you're
Even
on your
when
phone,
it's on the phone.
it's problems. They don't know, you're talking to somebody else.
And you're reading news.
Nobody knows. It's a problem.
But
So I miss those days.
no, we definitely do. I mean, Wewe, you can talk to us, I mean, from a player's perspective and really how preparation was for you. Because now, I mean, we see teams, players talk about, you know, analysis and watching your opponent. How did you guys prep back there in the day?
Like way back before I played for SuperSport,
Yeah.
I'll try to go and see teams play to see how can I fit in this, you know. Like it will be easy for me to know who's playing this position.
So you were like a spy?
Yeah, like I was playing for Pretoria, but I would love to be in PSL. So I told myself I have to go and see where can I fit. Like I'll go and watch Chiefs, Pirate, SuperSport, you know. But the first thing I went for trials in Chiefs, Chiefs. So when I arrived there, I found I think 4,000 people coming for trials, and they give you, I think, 10 minutes.
Sure.
So it was difficult, you know. So, ogre mo teaming, when a little teammate is for, you are alone.
Yeah.
You win the ball, you pass to them. To get it back to you,
You gotta work it.
it's gonna be difficult. So you have to mark to get the ball. And in the field of play, you are not playing alone. After you win, you have to pass someone to get it back.
You'll end up marking them to get the ball.
You mark both opponents and teams.
So like it helped me to be a player for SuperSport because I knew like 80% I was super than them. I left with 20. 10, I'll not match them. They are there, they are super.
Sure.
5, they've been in PSL. They know the system of PSL. But this other 5, I'm there.
Yeah.
I can fit there. So it was easy for me. Like even people from Atteridgeville said, you can make it there. So the other thing, Kileko Sundowns for trials.
Hey, you trial it everywhere, boy. Where did you not try?
No, I'm only for 3 tries. So kaya go Sundowns.
Yeah.
Ka jima le bona ke le sharp mare ko Sundowns there were big players there.
Yeah.
Big and international so on. So Kelisi angwala something good ku newspaper or ne baba Sundowns ababa phone. They were poaching so I stopped training. So fine bambitsa go Kelisi but mfana itatlu next I tole ke gym go Kelisi gore ba sa gobala for talents tsa Sundowns. Shabu kangala lo Kelisi. So kwatla Zakaria Mosehle, the late referees. So ampotsa ne like lena na mo Kelisi mo. So ampotsa ne mfana ke kopela bolalo kaya go ena ne ke tla draftela letter. Ku ise di trial go SuperSport. Ka re ke trailo bolela le bona SuperSport ba ne ku tlile mo ditaba gore ne wena o na le mathata. So undraftela letter ke sa botsa Kelisi gore ne undraftela letter.
Yeah.
Undraftela letter ka is. So gore ke gym go SuperSport ka ba tlholosetsa ka nna ke gym go SuperSport ba ne sharp ka re tsa ka re na boletse le bona. So I was happy and first day ke fola taxi ke ile ka taxi ke le mo tseleng ke kopana le Jabi Motale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Taga.
yeah, taga. Nerentse ritsa no. So arne are mfana giti. Umbitsa mfana giti a fetsa change room. Here tsena ho ne le ditulo tse ne le tse 4. Anna iwadi and then ke this room so. So ambotsa taga. Go be mo pela monyako. Go roitsa ntho e wrong. O tsama ka pele. Mara I can trust hore that's fail.
Yeah.
So anna mo khone na ke nna siteri last. Arona a ke nya go tle mo khaufi yaka. A go nyo go butsa hore mfethu o train le bjang. O train le chill. Go no botsa ke re mfana giti. O sitholo go wa. So lena mungu mo amphile encourage hore ne o ka ya khole ka this thing wa bona. So linthong a pe ke level la hape ka mko ne ke bola hore ne ke ya ke level la di game. Ne ke le midfield. Karne dimense ba le ka as a striker.
Yeah.
Kerne monga tsena mo striking. Ka traila ka jima nyana. Wana le tournament ya kana game benkele ke le betse wa re ke
Under 20.
oh I se gore ara sa go hanya.
No,
no tournament ya 4 teams go Polokwane. Le Ria Stars SuperSport aksabola tse peni nele. So ka perform good mo wa bona. So arne I think it lasted for 3 months. So majita ntse ba encourage mfana ke tla tshwara fela bjao o sangala ke re mara wa mara 3 months yotlhe wa ke khale mo parne man ra o frustana wa bona sentse re lokisa dilo tsa rena. So nna nne ke sa itse gore ne Kelisi a bana gore ke sign go le SuperSport. So ka ya go bra Zakaria Mosehle ka ra me bro wa bona timinyane ya hawe ya SuperSport na ka ngala. So I encourage ne ke tla bolela le bona. So I bolela le bona at least nyana ba khona on sign
Sure.
So when I'm to a dressing room, there was a sequence. Yeah, the seat.
Yeah.
Like he says, when you're a new player, you sit
By the door.
Closest to the door, yeah.
and then when time goes by and then
What's that?
they move around. but the one on the last end,
Yeah.
when you're there, you know
It's almost time, man.
what's up?
Yeah.
Time to leave.
So either you sit there and then you move out, or
Yeah.
then,
you are new.
or you are new. You grow with the team. You go around the dressing room,
Yeah.
and then when you come to this door, then
I
Time to go.
time to go.
can learn a new player. So nekas no fitla ka no karagin mo kakara o naggarat o ritimo.
Yeah.
O one of the
One of the senior players.
one of the senior Thomas. So I'm piano na mula kila wood.
No, I absolutely like that. I mean, Jerry, on your side, we were talking about in terms of the role as a team manager at SuperSport, but when you talk about it more in depth, you kind of realize that you played different roles. Talk to us about the role you played, your time at SuperSport, and really what stands out. My favorite one has to be contract signings. If you can share a little bit on that as well, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, before I go there, I just want to touch on the issue of the newspapers before I go. I mean, that time, one thing that made players to be excited was seeing your picture, on the back
Yeah.
page. That was the best thing. Because back then, when you buy a newspaper, we started with the back page to see who made the headlines in the back page.
Yeah.
So if you don't get to the back pages, it means you haven't arrived.
Have you ever made it to the back page?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
plenty. Like to end on Brajery's things. Like we'll play. Like if maybe you have to make a right pass, you'll try to score. People will stand up and say, Andota, you want to be on the back page? Pass, Malaga.
So you want
Yeah, no, that's an interesting one.
So going back to the question that you asked earlier, I mean, being a team manager, one of the roles that I played there was to sign players, and for me it was quite an experience because you go into different territories whereby you speak to different clubs and they operate differently, you negotiate, and at times it's easy, at times it's very difficult. I mean, I'll quote a few. I mean, I went to Zambia with Bruce Kraveler to sign Emmanuel Zulu.
One of the best left. with the
One of the
players.
best left.
Proper.
Yeah.
When we got to Zambia, we were followed every corner by cameras
Sure.
because he was the best thing in Zambia by then. He was touted as the next Kalushabia.
Sure.
He was massive.
Yeah.
We spent a few days there, and eventually we met the team. He was playing for Zanaco. Yeah, we managed to get his signature, and when we came back from the airport, there's one guy, I remember his face. I'll never forget that man. He called me and Bruce and said, guys, do you know what you're getting yourself into? I said, what are you talking about? He says, this is the best player. But, hey, you sign in trouble. He's troublesome. He's troublesome. I said, we'll manage him in Josie, don't worry.
Yeah.
He brought him here. Ay.
You couldn't manage, huh?
When he started scoring goals, the man didn't sleep.
Yeah. And that's the reason why it fulfills potential.
Yeah.
That's Sunny Side.
Yeah.
He owns Sunny Side.
And
Sure.
He didn't listen.
Oh, man.
And I remember the words of that guy in Zambia when we were leaving to say, hey, you're getting yourself into trouble. But at that stage, all we wanted to see was him playing for SuperSport because he was quality. He was quality. And at the end of the day, it was up to him. We offered him the platform. He performed when he was still new here.
Yeah.
I mean, all these big teams, we never worried. We never had problems with these teams.
He was class.
We had him playing on the left. We had this one on the right, Osiengi. We know we'll kill these teams. We didn't worry who we played.
Sure.
and then
So we had pure talent there.
and with Emmanuel Zulu, he will tell you if maybe you are playing as a striker, when they tell Patrick Mayo, because I think they were staying next to each other,
Yeah,
inside,
same
inside,
block of flats.
same block of flats. He will tell him, hey, listen, I'll make you a star.
Oh, I love that. That arrogance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a striker? If you want to score goals, stay in the box. And he will do that. And he was short also.
Yeah, he was a short, stocky guy. No, he was a very good footballer.
And another interesting signing for me was Sibusiso Mahlangu.
So this is not even the 2 a.m. signing, but okay, continue.
No, it's not a team. It's a story, a very interesting story.
We're listening.
Sense was playing for Chiefs Academy,
Yeah.
very good player. But then, you know, the scouting at SuperSport was just out of this world, and the guys saw this ball, so no, we want to sign this ball, and we had to get clearance from Chiefs. But now it was a battle because Chiefs were saying, you want to sign Sibusiso and for the first team, and here he's not even close to playing for the first team. So what's happening here?
Yeah.
So everybody didn't have a story because they had to go and tell the boss, or we needed clearance for SuperSport. But the boss was saying, who's this boy? You guys have never told me about this boy.
About this boy, yeah.
So it must be something. And by then he's training with SuperSport. He doesn't want to return there. So the negotiations were tough, but we didn't give up. And then there comes a time now, they had to say, no, let's release him. But by then, he needed to get a contract. And, you know, we were introducing, you know, the apprentice contracts for these young ones. Now, we want to sign him. He says, no, I'll bring my uncle to the office. Fine. We don't know who the uncle is. we set up a meeting at SuperSport. It's me, Thomas, Pizzo, Stan, in the boardroom. Then they say, hey, the uncle is here. Hey. You know who the uncle is? Veli Mahlangu.
Yeah.
Braveli walks into the boardroom. You won't believe, Mahlangu. Stan, Pizzo, Thomas, they ran away.
Yeah.
Because the contract that we had for Sibusiso,
It's
Yeah,
there.
it was never gonna win.
he was not going to accept it.
Not this Bravili.
I said, with Braveli. Then I thought the guys had gone to the bathroom, they're coming back.
Yeah.
And then
they've
they
left.
don't coming back.
Sure.
So I said, Braveli, okay, I'm coming. I went to check on it. They said, hey, you're the team manager, handle him. And everything on that offer, Braveli didn't accept anything there. I had to go back and say, Bafowethu, this is what Braveli wants.
Yeah, we have to do something.
So let's do something. They said, hey, it's your problem. Hey, deal with it. This is the ceiling.
Yeah.
Offer him anything there.
In between, yeah.
So I had to deal with Braveli alone.
Sure.
But we were four when we were waiting for the uncle.
I'm shocked that Coach Pizza even ran away from that. I thought he was going to stay for that one.
No, you know how he dealt with this situation, Pizzo?
Yeah.
Pizzo doesn't want to be on the wrong side of anyone. So he'd rather say, you go and do the dirty work. Here's the ammunition.
Yeah.
And then I'll come later. So I dealt with Braveli. So that signing of Sibusiso, I learned a lot. Emmanuel Zulu, I learned a lot.
But there's this one that you want to hear of 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you also want to hear 2 o'clock?
This man.
Pakistan dot.
You know, that time, Mtizmani was one of the best defenders in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first player that Bruce wanted to sign was Mtizmani. And I said, okay, fine, Bruce, I'll help you. I mean, it's my job. We went to the office. We spoke to Stan. Said, no, he's a good player. Here's what you can offer him. Sharp. I spoke to Mtizmani. Mtizmani said, no, it's fine. I'll join SuperSport. And that time they had issues with Sundowns. You know, that group of Matthew Booth, Charles Mutuhi. So I saw that opportunity. I said, let me hit here. There's a lot of uncertainty. So this man, let me see how much you're earning at Sundowns. He showed me. Said, this is peanuts, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, said, we'll give you more.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm with this man. Agreed. But now he has to sign.
Yeah.
And Chiefs this side, hey, they're busy. Hey,
They're knocking,
Hey, they're knocking. And he was honest. He shared with me, hey, these guys, they want me. I said, I'm with this man, it's all right. As long as they don't beat what you're offering me. Said, yeah, let me go and negotiate, I'll come back. And then this man said, no, I'll sign with you, don't worry, this one. And now Chiefs were preparing to sign him. Hey, the day I signed him, because I didn't want to take chances. I had the contract in my boot. I had the forms in my boot for him to sign.
Yeah.
Hey, but I couldn't get a hold of him. Hey, Mutisman, no, don't worry, I'll see you in the afternoon. Hey, the next day he doesn't answer his phone. I didn't call these ones.
Have you seen
Hey, where's your friend? No, when we call him, he answers. I said, but how?
Yeah.
Because we've got an appointment to sign. Say, we will track him. Hey, everybody was looking for him.
Yeah.
Then I said, I know what. I'll wait because he doesn't answer his phone. Then I hear a rumor that, hey, Amakosi have a press conference tomorrow to announce a new player. And I know, hey, they are talking to this man.
Yeah.
And the only player that they were busy with was Themba. So I said, it means now they've beat me today. The punch. So I called Bruce. Bruce said, hey, don't tell me nonsense. I want that player. I said, okay, I'll make a plan. 11 in the evening, he calls me. Hey, where are you? No, man, I'm around. No, I'm coming, don't worry. Arai, gate. And you go to no go. Gerai. Gramasadi Gerai, no kiazo kunyanga Themba. This is big. I can't let this one.
I can't let it slide, eh?
Hey, kiazo kuntu, kiago technical no mola. Kianna mola kiapaga.
Yeah.
Hey, this man, when I call now to say Gimo technical no come over, he doesn't pick up. Some told this man can do it. Oh, 1 o'clock he calls. Where are you? Gimo technical na ram coming.
So from 11 to 1 he goes MIA and then he comes back.
Yeah.
Okay, I see his tendency.
Even you know, my mood swings.
Yeah.
I get excited and then
you get disappointed.
like normally he'll go with me, but because it was late, he left me. You know.
Yeah,
because we were going to training the next day, so he left me. Say, go alone.
Yeah.
So he would use me to do his malaki.
Hey, but you're not technical, boy.
So, you know, football players, when they see these young ones. So that day I said, hey, let me do this thing alone.
Yeah.
2 a.m. He drives in. I say, this man, what's wrong? 2 a.m. I said, I bring the contract.
I'm ready.
Eh?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Bring. Kere terms are Gidiboni. I'm happy. I'm signing.
So you guys had a better offer than Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, I signed him. And then we shook hands. He drove off.
Sure.
I drove to the offices, PSL offices. I said, I'm not taking chances.
No, there's no time.
I might oversleep in the morning.
And they might submit a different contractor.
Yeah. I didn't trust that he didn't sign with them.
Yeah.
I said, hey, this man, maybe he signed that side and he's signing here. So if he signed that side, let me beat him to it. I drove straight to PSL office, got to the parking, I slept in the car. I was the first line that morning to make sure I register him.
Yeah.
Then I registered him. When I got the card,
Yeah.
I called the office. Said, "We've got the big fish."
Yeah.
So
Themba Mnguni is done.
yeah, go in. I even called him. He's
Oh, you called Mahlatse as well.
Scoop this one that day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
So you're getting your scoops.
Your journey come a long way, you know.
You're the first one. I'm feeling that we've signed him.
Wow.
So Clauiee, Bra Jerry, Bra Alex, Bra George, Mokotsi,
Yeah.
Vets. You know, those types of people, those are the people who were young when we entered the space.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bra Jerry, so we look up to them. And they also wanted to make sure that we were fine. You know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, for SuperSport, I go to Bra Jerry. Sundowns, Bra Sharks.
Yeah.
Vets, you know, Bra George, you know, Chiefs has always been difficult in Pirates. They had their own people, but we also had our teams where we knew we had very very good people there looking after us. So yeah, I've come. These two gentlemen, I've known them for many no, more than 20 years now. I've known these people.
Clearly, not as young as I thought you were.
They planted seeds in all the teams. You know,
Yeah.
when this happens in this team, I'll get information. When this happens, so I was his go-to guy at SuperSport.
Yeah, we spoke pretty much every day.
Which clearly has helped you.
After we signed Themba Mnguni,
Ah.
he was coming to training. I think after 3 weeks, he called a meeting. He called Basjan and said, Basjan, I think I make a wrong decision to sign Themba. Now my players are not sleepy.
Really?
So it's Japi, Wewe, Peter Komani,
Yeah.
and Themba. I don't know if team was. He says, no, maybe someone has to go.
So who was closer to the door now?
Yeah, so because I was not talking, you know.
Yeah.
So Jabi said,
I'll go.
I'll go.
Really?
So Bitu said, I know you are not going. So they asked me, and you, I just keep quiet. I'm not going late anymore.
It was difficult to let go of these guys because they were at the peak of their careers and they were all doing well. But Themba, he trains very hard. He doesn't drink, but he doesn't sleep. You know, there was a time from training, he left. Then he called me. Where are you? Themba is in Bloemfontein.
What?
And believe you me, next morning he comes to training.
Time. What's a Ingo Bloom? Okay, you don't want to tell me. What's a... Oh, okay.
No, he was negotiating a contract to play
Another team.
for Blood.
But I mean, when we then talk about your time at SuperSport, because I see we're running out of time, you talk about, you know, the dressing room moments. Share with us as well, you know, your stay there. I mean, you were scoring goals, your nickname as well, coming out of the fact that you were scoring goals.
Yeah, like when I started playing, like the first game, we play against Orlando Pirates.
As in Yamanginkan.
Yeah, at Caledonia Stadium. Our high berries.
Yeah,
So-
it was slaughterhouse, that one.
I came in as a sub.
Yeah.
So the score, I think, was 0-0. So they put me in. So I was marked by the lead by big command. So at that time, I have to make sure these people who are watching, they have to know me, who I am.
Yeah.
So they were impressed. Even Papi Command, after the game, he said, brah, who are you? Now you want...
I have time.
Before the end of the game.
Yeah,
huh?
before the end of the game, there by the tunnel, he called me, Papi. Hey, Brajer, who's this young one?
Yeah.
No, Raymond, what's wrong? I don't know, man, talk to him, man. But ufuna keep a squad in. He was playing for Bafana Bafana by then. I think they had a camp the following week. He says, hey, this one man, hey man, he's skinning me this week.
Yeah.
Tell him to
Just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
man, because hey, I'll be out of the squad because of this man.
So the second game we were playing Umtata Bushbucks. We were playing Coca-Cola, I think quarterfinals.
Coca-Cola Cup, yeah.
So they started me. I scored. So they replaced me after scoring. Say, hey, we don't want to get injured. So yeah, fine. We won 1-0. After that, I started to change my performance, and which I was wrong. You know, like I dropped.
No, really.
Oh no.
No, it's like sometimes people will tell you, you are a good player, but
I'm not.
they don't give you that, what do you call this thing, guidance to say,
That's
more
what
Continue.
continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, after that, Bruce Holbrook came, say, you are good as well as game. So, I understand that from Bruce because he was a player, he knows mentality of players, you know.
Yeah.
Like, from there, I dropped. And when Bruce came, is where I changed again. Say, let me focus on my career because I'm a good player. Like, I was playing as a striker. So, Bruce I changed her name. Go striking, go play wide because we have speed. I want to change the way Udlalanga thing. So, to be notified go squad this is a good player, a white player can do miracles in Kilo.
And then, I mean, when you talk about team dynamics at SuperSport, how is that? And I asked this because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they'll talk about how sometimes, you know, certain players don't want to greet because they feel that this player is not for me, they don't like me or whatever. So it's just those dynamics. How is it at your time?
Before you go there, when he's talking about the games he played, there's a story he doesn't like to say.
Which is?
Bob Safe final,
Yeah.
SuperSport Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, go FNB.
Yeah, the old
FNB.
FNB.
The famous picture where he was celebrating like this.
No. He was on the bench.
Oh.
And when he was supposed to come in the second half.
No, before that, we scored the second goal.
Yeah.
So,
It was scored by Thomas.
yeah, by Thomas, because I was supposed to get in to play. So, supporters were angry because we scored. So, I get bang petile kain. So,
Sure.
So he missed to play in the final because of that.
Whoa.
when they're celebrating, I was getting stitches. Go change room.
No.
Bob saved.
Bob
ne?
saved.
Bob said
Yeah,
final.
Rudolph was the captain. No, that was before.
The one that the SuperSport beat Chiefs 2-1,
Yeah.
where Thomas scored the winning goal.
Yeah.
The first goal was scored by
Glenn Solomon.
Glenn Salmon.
Salmon, yeah.
Yeah, so after SuperSport took the lead, it was towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
Then Roy Matthews said, no, let me give this young one a run. So he warmed up.
So you never got to play, yeah.
No.
He never got to play. Imagine missing out to play in a final.
Yeah, that is
Because
sad.
that
Oh,
one
hooligans.
supporter
Aish,
thought, no, let me hit this one.
Travel
But at least your head looks fine now.
Now it's fine.
So this man has been having a lot of head injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
so
I mean, even
unfortunate.
when he got an accident, there were a lot of head injuries. So, unfortunately, that's what happened.
But Jerry, just to follow up there, I think one of the things that we can talk about a little bit before we go to the foundation stuff is just from Wewe as to obviously, you know, the accident just pretty much just altered your life because at that time things were really looking up for you, and unfortunately it happened. You know, just how much it changed the course of your life, that accident.
It changes there in a big way. Like, I get to my whole SuperSport. I was happy every day. And I was looking for the following day, you know. So after the accident, that thing, that's how I'm on now. And then, le batho ba ne ke ba tshepa hore ba tla ntheka ba tswa monna wa bona. So ka try hore ke be calm, ke understand hore other things they happen for the reason wa bona. So ke phela ke a kerekeng bjanong wa bona. So ko kerekeng ba nkgothatsa hore ne you have another life. Ntho e nngwe le nngwe e etsahala ka mabaka, and then we are happy you are alive because ho ka lebella ho ne le many players ba tlhokofetseng ko di-car accidenteng, bo Gift le Remy, bo Leslie Manyathela, ke lo bona. You are the luckiest person wa bona. So le Jerusalem botsa hore ne hore o survive go sepetlele because you were fit at that time. Like kono holwa le injury ha wa bona, le prayers from other people, like le family aka enthabetse hore I'm alive, ban take care every day wa bona.
Yeah, because I remember during those days, you were hottest prospect really, and unfortunately, it happened the way it has happened. But like you're saying, I think we are thankful for life than anything. We can only be left with what could have been, but it's just one of those things. Yeah.
And you know,
People like
and you know, on that day, I mean, I got a call. It was at night, and then ke founela Thomas, then ke kry le ena go rile call, le Pitso go rile call, so we all rushed to the hospital. So he ke fitla mola ke butsa nurse engwe mola ke re ema ke rile call ona batho ba tlile mo ka accident are no ba teng ba tsene ka moara. So I went down the passages go hospital, and then ke bona Dennis Masina umo stretcher. And in my mind, every accident, I thought it's something small.
Yeah, minor. Yeah.
Yeah, so he gives an amola gibona Dennis Masina mola. He could speak. And then gire naza malumu guy. I don't know. Down the passage, then to your left, there's a door on your left hand side. I couldn't believe the sight of what I saw. This man was in drips, machines, and you compare the two. That one is, you can be able, he's able to speak. He looks fine. And then, were these people in the same car? And by then, he was in coma for 6 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And it was a very difficult situation. Very.
And then the day before, like after like training, and the day of the accident, like there was a meeting. The player, hey, this thing you must stop it. And at that time, Goloi, because Goloi gonna need to Japan phone, I can tell why get Jabi fail. No, yeah, look at
Sounds like a dad and son conversation right now.
So, Dennis Masina Nelly, a new player, and Atteridgeville. So, I'm only friend, young one, so I want to go Sunnyside. Go Minar Street. Yeah, Minar. Yeah, so, I don't know Malena because I feel safe in Mokasi. Can I shop? Hey, plus, Pezapila, plus I can go. Can I move to go to yeah. So, if you know Liz, you know talk. So,
You know which Liz?
I don't know which Liz.
Yeah, no.
So, come phone like
Behind the scenes.
come phone like a kid. No, can I transport? a re ne yana flop mara ka bošuka ngwala bona ke re ane ke tla nna nyana 2 minutes nyana so re fitlha Dennis Ndropo tla re ho boa so mara ya Atteridgeville straight o ke re khopela ho tla o tlo nnosho o sa tla le ngwanyana gago o ya date ya hae wa bona so a ka nna le lazy nyana ra toloka nyana so a mpotsa re ne wa ngwala ka bošiu wa bona so ke fonela Dennis ke o ko ka ya ne ke atla no ke mmotsa hape ke re me bra khopela o tlo nnosho because ba le re sa tsama bošiu ha tla and then ka nako o lizung kubile a re yena nyoko bala wa ngwala ka bošiu ke eme go di-security so ka meme ha tla o tla le ngwanyano tshwantse ba no re minara ke mo re kry-ile ka accident so mara ke re ke blame yena a ke dilo tse ding di tsa ke modimo nkile gone mara re lebala fela bophelo nkile gone
Yeah, no, it was a tragic.
And you know, when I drove back from the hospital, I went to the spot where they got an accident.
Yeah.
So, mo koning I think skinnerele landris.
Andres
Yeah.
Ona le you know di hobos la di robala mo ntle mo di shopo mo. So ke a ema mo ke a butsa ke re le boneng le namo. O mong ara ya no. Ba tloga ke le accident. A re ba itse. Marona le o mong a wetseng mo pela shopo. Bara o we showed kwaleng he's dead.
Sure.
And by the way,
Ba refera moe.
like
Because he was flung from the car, and then he had injuries. I because gore di shapile di security gate tsa
le ke shapile le
ya
fisting
go thomile ka le fester wa tswa ka le fester wa yo wela ko shopong wa le o betile security gates ka tlhogo.
Sure. So is it built bege kola?
o ka nna sa bereka
Why did wa bona this tragedy ya Chiefs Pirate Ellis Park? You know that day he saved my life.
and we're also with Peter Kobani.
Sure.
He saved my life because
Also,
there was a game called Stadium. We were just crazy about football. We went to see Swallows play
Santos
an afternoon game. Then after that, we went to Ellis Park for that game. It was early. We went in, we sat nicely. And then, I don't know what happened, what God said to him. He said, Brajer, let's move from where our seats. Let's go sit somewhere else.
up nyana
And then, normally I don't listen to him. But
I
that day,
can tell by the way already.
that day I listened to him.
Yeah.
And where we moved from is where some of the people died.
yeah.
That stampede. Because nearly almost more iling tsela. We're closer to that. So ka stampede, when people were flooding in, some were crashed just where we left. So I was safe that day because he said, no, let's move, and I listened to him.
Wow, that's
Yeah, they
impressive.
happen, those things, yeah.
Well done for
for that part of it. But before we then wrap up, team dynamics. I've been trying to get to that, but we've gone on the other side. Talk to us about the dressing room, a special moment that that you hold dear. Besides sitting close to the door at SuperSport.
yeah like normally on Fridays before a game maybe we have to go for camping like we will work for I think for 20 minutes to go to the changing room. So we'll be singing louder. So who's not going to camp today? Tonight? The song will be powerful. Now I'll pass them and say, I know I'm in that top 18. Like the other thing.
Because they were the regular player.
Yeah, the other thing, Raymond Seopa was a coach. So there was a player who was Makuka Makinti.
Sure.
The one was too,
So he was not getting game time.
Yeah.
So he came with a gun. So he was polishing the gun. So Prometheus a monor ni motho gano policha gano. Aya ka mo ba change zanga muti. Abita Thomas or Thomas. Your friend is holding a gun.
Goodness gracious.
So maybe it is for me. So Thomas called my cook again then babulela. At that time babulela, Prometheus azwa ka munyako. So it was fine.
But you have worked with Coach Peter, man. We won't let you go before you give us some of the Peter the stories, the funny stories.
Na problem nasa bulele na thata bona. Na rata go bolela le Thomas ari. Bua le motho wa gago. Na wa mpala. So taba ya la da ya sengi Mahlatse a reka koloi. So o reka koloi kwa Atteridgeville wa bona. So ne ke no tšhomi ngwe ba re ke Mapo. So a kono kra access ya Mapo go kra go nna bona. So ke rekela sengi Mahlatse koloi. So bitso wa mpitsa ara me bra kore banong mpolela di player me bra kore banong sengi Mahlatse me bra tshwantse ba thedi square nyana mola a practice di square di cross hona banong a shulo rasa ka music ga mo kole ya teng ne music mo gimagi mosaka sana di player
You're killing my team, eh?
eh
I'm killing my team.
kill my team.
When I look Kevin Sivek, he's
Shakes.
got, Shakes has got that
The walk, yeah.
the walk, you know.
Yeah.
Mshebe pizza. And then come weekend, he has a bad game. Ndod. Motlara ro dlala ball. You must choose. Plus now you are bogat 2000. Wa fota ba nje za 2000. Le nna ke dia pare. And ben wa bona.
Yeah.
Rajiva o le teng.
Yeah.
Wa modla le ka mo ground me.
Ya lo na eu agara re kile koloi are me bra Beckham what a cross the 1000 wana na ba no me bra o betile one ona nne koloi fela me bra awa lukisa dilo tse tsa hao and the koloi tshwantse re itse
Are ka mo 1000 crosses. Ha fa o tsana ka mara portion.
Yeah.
Wena o tsana ka mara 1000 ndoro ona na ro fitli. Cross nyana tse pe.
Pidzo
He was something else. But one thing that Pizzo, I don't know if people know the story. When he started coaching, he said, I'll play in the Champions League. Or I'll take this team to the Champions League. And he did.
and to add on that I want to be South African coach Bafana Bafana.
Yeah, I'll coach Bafana Bafana and then I'll take this team to the Champions League. Sure. And people remember his Champions League 10 ago Sundowns. They don't know SuperSport.
Yeah, SuperSport, yeah.
Played Champions League, coached by Pizzo.
Sure.
And the team did very well. It did very well.
And how was the relationship with Thomas? Because I think...
But before you get to Thomas, I mean, just quickly wrap up the part of him as a player, because a lot of us, you know, we see him as a coach and we think, oh my goodness, he'll always give us great interviews and conversations, great moments besides the coaching. But how was he as a player? Because you shared a bit of it.
No, he was an amazing player. I mean, I know the story of Cosmos where they were playing and Jomo was still playing.
Yeah.
So Braje says no, they got a free kick. And obviously at Cosmos, Braje
Yeah, specialist, yeah.
So Braje area mola ba prepare before the referee blew, it's okay. He took a shot and he scored.
He left.
Yeah.
He scored. And Braje says, I wanted to strangle him.
But you can't
but
now.
you can't because he scored.
He just scored, yeah.
And I remember Nerile funeraling, Kinalena le Thomas, Regra Brasten. So Brasten or Goronare, don't have a fun. Le babanyane ne le fitlhile mo bolo mo you do as you wish.
Like that all.
Like taola mo le ba ba bang ba rena re ba bagolo. So after funeral re dutse mo. President o re go nna le Thomas. Ra bona o. Nka mo kra mo khoneng ho sna batho. Nka mo shapa ka right mo litlong. Ke president kan wa. Bothata. Are ntwane ke coach ko Sundowns. Mona ba re lead half time. So ke butsa di player Jens what's wrong?
Yeah.
They all spoke tactics. They spoke tactics. No,
I was moving.
the right. Maybe he will score.
Yeah.
And then when he came to Mdala, then you are the problem. You coaching us something.
You coaching Malakias,
This is Malakias, President. And because he knows
President can throw in any point.
But I mean, he showed his class when he was a player.
Yeah.
And he went overseas very quickly. And when he came back, he was a Greek. We even knew the mentality and the language.
Malaka, eh? Malaka comes on.
The Malakas. you know, there's this Greek language.
Yeah.
When he speaks that, you know, he's angry.
He's angry.
He's angry. And it was interesting when SuperSport was playing Sundowns. Especially when the cheek glasses were still there. You know the touchdown battles he had with them. Because they saw in Greece.
Yeah.
And he could hear
what they were saying,
and he would respond.
Yeah.
Then you see people chasing each other by the touchline.
I remember the technical, you know, back in the lefty shiva for the photographer.
Yeah.
So, you know, the cameras those days were not good. So, lefty wanted to come closer to get the players.
Yeah.
So, he was walking onto the training pitch. Coach Peter lost it. He said, bro, please, you don't see me in the office? Why are you coming to my office?
And I also got a stick of all those things. Because he said to me, hey, bro,
what's this one?
Get West Side. Who's West Side? Hey, West Side, one of the man. And no, man. Yeah, have you seen me in the newspaper offices?
No, eh?
Move, Malaka. And then after that, you won't believe.
Yeah.
When everything comes down, he's the nicest person.
Yeah, he's a
That
nice
is true.
man.
And then he'd go to West Side and say, me bra, let's go and have lunch. Yeah.
Come to Primos. Let's go have lunch there.
He explodes, but he comes down very easy.
Is it quickly? Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to understand the type of person he is. And
For sure.
And there was a contrast between him and Thomas.
Now we're getting to Thomas now.
Thomas is always calm.
Yeah.
And this one,
Hey, Thomas was also something else. You know, bro, Thomas is some person. He had a good heart. You'll be driving with him in a car.
Yeah.
You stop at the robot. There's a hobo maybe asking for money or something. You'll say, yeah, what's wrong with Randam? So he takes money from you.
Yeah.
Then he gives the person to drive off. He was that kind of a
he
person.
gave people his last money.
Sure.
And then he'll come to you, hey, I'll get you. Get out of my professor from 500. Armor white organ, no one must get you.
They need it for more.
Or if he's having a t-shirt or jersey inside the car, if maybe somebody one monor ne entire pairing or team jersey or team t-shirt, you'll give. When
the problem with that, man.
Oh, you had a problem with that.
With what he's saying. I'll issue every team member their kit. Training kit, trade suits, everything. His allocation.
Done.
After 2 weeks, he doesn't have anything.
Sure.
He gave it all away.
And you must now give him new stuff every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then we've got uniform. Say this, we're playing Chiefs. This is what you wear.
Yeah.
And comes to you and I can see.
And I'm trying to move him
Of
because
course.
he's a senior player. He's a quality player.
the foundation, in terms of, I mean, we see a whole lot of foundations former footballers started. So now what makes this one different is really celebrating former players and just bringing back players that have contributed to football.
Exactly. And that's one of the things we want to do. People have been talking about school sports.
Yeah.
So we want to lead that project of school sports. So we've got programs that are coming that we're going to have a schools league for kids.
Primary schools.
Primary school. Because we feel if we catch them young, they'll never get to the Nyaupe stage. Instead of having to wait for them to get to that stage, and we want to fix that.
Okay.
So we'll have schools tournaments for boys and girls, primary and...
Like a primary school, we can be able to control them and give them a good platform to where they must go, you know.
And we want to involve other former players in the project. Because it's better when the kids are coached by
people that have done it.
that
right?
have done it than teacher Mare who doesn't have a
Doesn't
clue.
know what's happening.
So that's where the foundation is gonna be involved. And like yesterday we had by the way, he turned 50 yesterday.
Wow, you
Oh,
guys
happy belated
young,
birthday, I
eh?
forgot about that.
Happy belated 50th birthday.
Thanks.
He turned 50 yesterday.
Impressive.
So we had a celebration at one of his former schools with the kids.
Nice.
It went well. We
So
had
how
about
old are you if he's 50?
me,
Yes.
close to Sasa.
What is close to
You
Sasa?
must not come to me with that thing of age.
But with me, I cannot run away because if you Google,
Yeah.
It
It's
gives
there.
away your
Gives
age,
everything, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also there, but that's why I'm saying I'm close to Sasa.
I'm
So
not
we
correct,
celebrated
that's
his birthday.
Nice.
And on the 25th of this month, that is going to be a big launch of the foundation.
Got it.
And you guys are invited, so...
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
You shall be there.
I-
Your last question.
Wait, before we go, I think you can look in that light, that red light there. Ask for people that must come and support the big companies. You can say it even Gatswana, just to ask people to support the foundation.
ke nna Raymond Seopa, re startile foundation kwa Atteridgeville ya Wewe Foundation mo botong re 5 and then ka di 25 tsa April tla be re launcha foundation ne re kopela le supporteng foundation ya rena and then ho na le pledge ke tla tloša phone number ke fetsa mo and then a re le batho a rataneng re kgone go thusa setšhaba sa rena wa bona so le nna ke godile ke ratiwa and then ntho eo a ke batla gore e tswe mo rena wa bona and then number ya teng ke 083 691 8441 08 yeah, it's a new foundation re thomile ka December and ra registera ka January
Yeah.
ne re kopela di funds le re thuseng wa bona ra ba to thusa setšhaba sa rona.
They must stop wasting money in those nightclubs buying expensive whiskey. Yeah. This is for the kids.
All right, he'll be the first one
I
to...
know it's their money, but they help also.
I guess you'll be the first one to do so, yeah?
I don't do those things.
No. Oh, you don't do it.
And to add then on the pages tsa rena mo social media.
Yes.
Nka kopela fa brajera di a di
I'll
bule.
interview him.
Ke di
Okay,
tseba
Brajere,
mara.
But he knows the number. He's good with
Kin number, I want a cell phone number, but
Yeah.
social media.
on social media. On all platforms, we are just simply Wewe Foundation. So you can just go into any
So easy.
social media.
No, email ke Wewe Foundation 1@com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah, wa bona.
I didn't talk about the before technology, so I'm going to have a problem. Let's leave this thing of Gmails and stories and we stick
good thing
about
is,
cell phone.
They've got a good team around them that helps them to keep up with the technology. But anyway, that's where we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the conversation as much as you did. We did. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Goodbye.
Ciao.